Chaps, I've got Abdul on a video. I don't know what's going with that one. Worst intro ever, so I do apologise. Abdul, you're a bit of a legend, mate, because you did that video. In a nutshell, this video was talking about basically stop comparing yourselves to other people on social media and all of this kind of stuff. And we've been preaching it for ages. Everyone's preaching it, but the way you described it was bloody fantastic. So kudos to you, mate. You did it in a real tactful way. So I just wanted a bit of a natter, because you're a fitness coach, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I do personal training. I've got my own gym and I do a bit of personal training online as well. Do fitness stuff that I run online.
So you must see people putting on a front and trying to fake it and all this and comparing themselves all the time, don't you?
Yeah, well, the main thing you see, it's that the video was about. That's what caught my attention. It's people coming in saying, I want to look like this, I want to look like that, and they're not realising the image they're getting, that it's not real. It's, a lot of them are looking at filtered photos. I mean, that one there, what we've done the video about, I mean, the woman actually putting something in her pants to make it look different. I don't want to say to make it look better, because I think she looked fine as she was. It's more just giving a perception of a false image, and then people will come here, they'll train, and they won't get them results, and it just knocks the confidence even more.
Yeah.
I mean, when they walk in the gym, most times people's confidence is down to start with. That's why this journey to try and boost their own confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. But why do you think their confidence is down? Do you reckon that's due to society, or is that themselves?
I think we're just led to believe now through social media and what we see on the news and just general life, you've got to look perfect. There's that much out there about people trying to live this perfect life, and in reality, it's not real, is it? It's not reality. No one's perfect. We've all got flaws. I mean, even myself, and there's things I'd love to change about my body, but in reality, you've got to live as well. I just want people to live a normal life. Yeah, I'm not saying don't try and change your body and look a bit better, but don't let it cause you to bring yourself down. And I think it leads on to stuff like depression and stuff as well.
Yeah, no, without question, social media and depression and mental health is massively linked. I know that. I think there was a survey a year or 2 years ago, maybe it's quite recent, where they said there was no links. I was like, are you mad? Because I'll have to find it and send it to you, and it'll probably make you get a slight raise, because you're just like, where have you got this data from? Because everyone says the same thing, isn't it? Stuff like that. So what would you say? What would you say to people who come into your gym and they want to be something they're not and probably wouldn't be?
I just try to explain them that, set yourself realistic goals, stuff that you really small targets to start with, what you can know you're going to achieve, so you can give yourself a praise and encourage yourself to keep going. If you set yourself a goal that's not realistic, you're more likely to give up on it before you'd even get started, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think me, because funny enough, I did get into bodybuilding. I don't look it now, but I got in. I got bloody massive. Actually, because I was comparing myself to other people, I was focused on the size. But funny enough, I wasn't fit.
Yeah,
I was not fit at all. I was getting bulky.
If you look at bodybuilders, if you look at their lifestyle, I mean, I'm not knocking bodybuilders at all, because a lot of my friends are well into it, and it's a very tough sport, because what you see, they put the bodies through, but it's not very healthy.
Yeah.
Look at their bodies, obviously it's very unhealthy, not just with the diet side, but, they bulk themselves right up and then starve themselves right down. It's just sort of advanced yo-yo diet and what they do. It's obviously for their industry, what they do, the job that they need to do that to their bodies, but long term, I don't personally think it's healthy.
No, I'd agree with you. I think it's kind of like the whole mental health thing as well, isn't it? It's just if you're trying to reach somebody else's goal, you're not dealing with your own problems and your own demons and stuff like that.
And what people got to realise, everybody's body is different.
Yeah.
Me and you could go on the same diet, do the same training program. That doesn't mean we're going to have the same result body shape wise. We might have different genetics, different body types. So we could do everything exactly the same, but we both come out with a different outcome.
Yeah.
And that's what I understand.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm the kind of guy, but I'll probably end up getting all depressed because you're walking around all buff and
It does happen though. I mean, it's happened to me before. I mean, it's very easy to just, you see other people who are in better condition than you, and you start to like knock your own confidence, and you feel we all go through it. You just part, like I said, there's parts of your body what you're not happy with, and then it's dead easy to get yourself down, and then again go into depression. People start eating crap, and it's just a little spiral effect, doesn't it? Just nothing. One thing leads to another.
Well, it is, and it's not just the whole fitness thing and the body thing. It's just social media for you as well, isn't it? It's just like, well, obviously we know each other through LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn, the amount of times where somebody shared something about their new house, and I for some reason I recognised that house, and it was an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's another perfect example of people leading a fake life. So they're on it, showing everyone they've got this flashy car. It's not even their car. They've stood next to it, took a picture and whatever. But then when we're going home and realising, well, I haven't really got that, and it brings them back down.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's horrible. So if no one else, so that video with the arse implants or whatever they're called, are they chicken fillets? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. You kind of get your. What made you want to do that video then?
It's just when I seen it, and I've had, obviously, you get, like I said, you get a lot of clients who'll come in and they're like showing you pictures of people on Instagram that they want to look like. But what they forget is that, like I said, that was just a perfect way of getting the message out that what you're seeing on Instagram and what you're seeing on Facebook and all the other social media, it's not actual real.
Yeah.
A lot of it is baked, like I said, filters, but that was just to the next extreme where they're actually putting fillers in the pants.
Yeah. Yeah, that did throw me actually, because obviously we're I think it's because you can see it happening.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. But the trouble is, there's a lot of people who would never see that, and I think that's the thing with mental health, isn't it? It's just we all know it, but there's something in our head where we can't register it.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like with social media, I don't even bother having notifications. I very rarely look at my Facebook and stuff like that anymore, because it's just all crap. It really is. It's just everybody going, "Oh, look how awesome I am," and all of this kind of stuff. It's just fake, isn't it? It really is fake.
Yeah, that's it. And then you obviously on the other side of that, you get people trolling each other on there. It's like, you can be putting this fake stuff on them, and someone who knows that they're not really like that will come on there and start trolling them. And
yeah, how do you mean? Sorry.
So, like, say for example, I'm putting a picture of myself on there with a fancy car and this, that, and the other, which I haven't really got. And then there's someone down the road who knows I haven't got all that. It's very easy for them to come on and just start pulling you down and slating you on Instagram and Facebook. And again, it just leads to that knock-on effect. It's knocking your confidence and pulling you down.
Well, that's the thing. That once you start living a lie, it's really hard to keep it up, isn't it? And that's when you start crashing down.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So when people come to you, because I guess we tend to deal more with the blokes. Maybe they're a bit conscious about joining the gym, or they know they've got to do something. But at what stage in people's mental health do people come to you, or is it when the missus is nagging?
No, to be fair, I've got a lot. I've been very surprised at like how many lads, as well as women, are like conscious about going to a gym. Like my gym's quite private. I do like it's a one-to-one session. So when someone's in, they're in the gym on their own, so they've got that freedom of not having someone to watch over or like what people are looking at them and what people are thinking.
Yeah.
So that's why I tend to get a lot of clients, but it's the fact that they're coming there for that reason is because they're not very confident to go to a normal public gym where they're going to have to mix with other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, it surprises me now when I get people and you've probably know them off Instagram or Facebook and you think, that guy's quite confident on Facebook and Instagram, but in reality, when I've met them face to face, they've got no confidence at all.
I see that all the time.
People they live in a different life online to what they are offline, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So what would you suggest, apart from deleting social media?
Again, like I said, we need to get people to look at just being a bit more real.
Yeah.
Like again, not falling for this like the fake social media stuff that we're seeing.
Yeah.
It's fake, like But people are tending to start to do it themselves now, and it's not just what they're seeing on there. People, the average Joe Blogs, you'll see the pictures on Instagram, and then you'll meet them in person, and they look completely different.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it does go down to that whole self-confidence thing, doesn't it, really? And building up self-confidence is such a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
What would you say, Tom? Because obviously you're permanently building up people's confidence. What are you, even if it's like pushing more weights or something, what's your tip for building confidence?
To me, it's just making yourself, obviously if they come to a gym, they want to change body shape or like get into a better fit, get fit in themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
Do it for the right reasons, not to impress else. Do it for your own reasons to make yourself feel better. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, no,
like there's like a few people who've come in the gym and I've seen when they've walked in, like a few months later, the difference in confidence just by them doing exercise, being fitter, and starting to change their own body shape, and they generally just tend to walk out with like feeling a lot better about themselves.
Is that because they see themselves differently, or because they know that people won't judge them?
Or a bit of both, to be honest with you. It's seeing that they've changed, what they've accomplished themselves, and then I think they just feel a bit more confident around people.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you a question. Actually, bloody hell, we're flying through this already. Funny enough, somebody messaged the page a couple of days ago. I'll read it word for word because we don't edit or anything like that.
Yeah.
What did he say actually? And where I'm going with this one is the amount of videos that we've done. You cannot. People who are following this page are going to hate me for it, but you cannot deny that fitness, even basic exercise, is good for your mental health. People are going to hate me saying that, but it's true. The science backs out. End of.
Yeah.
But one of the things I do find is people saying, "Oh, I don't want people staring at me," blah blah. But this is what somebody messaged the other day. Actually, that they called it feeling like a bell end. And they're saying, my mind won't let me run in public. I'm really ashamed of it. I'm really big and it's depressing. Everyone says exercise is good for mental health, but the stares from people aren't helping. Maybe it's just me in my head. What would you say to? And I see this kind of message constantly. What would you say to someone like that?
Well, they've got to learn to just block out what they're seeing with other people. Think about look at the end goal, where you're going to get to. Everybody's got to start somewhere. That's what I always tell people when you walk in this gym, or like any gym, you're there for the same reason as everybody else. Everyone who's in that gym is there to change themselves or just make themselves feel a bit better.
Yeah.
Like it's more a case of fuck what everyone else says. I'm not swearing, but like in the sense of put it on yourself. Like, look, I tell people to imagine the end result of what you want to get to.
Yeah.
So if you're like, so someone walks in here at 15 stone and their end aim is to get to like 11 stone, just get that picture in your head and don't worry about what everyone else thinks.
Yeah. I'd agree with that one. And I do find actually, because there was a bit of discussion on it, there's a few running clubs and all this kind of stuff, and actually, by the sounds of it, like running clubs will always help out the larger people at the back. Because it's just that community thing, isn't it? Where people want to help out. People who are a bit more healthier, they will always help out other people. And the people, I'm skim reading here, so I apologise. But the people who actually are a bit of a dickhead about it, they're the ones who are just like going to a pub.
Yeah.
They're not actually doing anything for their lives. And you know what? If they say something horrible, does it really matter? You're probably never going to see them again.
Yeah, I mean, people, like you said there, people who do make the comments and say stuff, they're normally people who've got issues of their own.
Valid point, yeah.
They'll feel better, start picking on someone else or like slagging someone else down, but at the end of the day, they're the ones with an issue at the end of it.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Absolutely on that. I think it goes down to that whole comparing thing, isn't it? If you know you need to change yourself or do something, even if it's going for a bloody walk, it doesn't really matter what it is. Do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point, is just whatever you're going to do it for yourself.
Yeah, that was a good call, man.
Yeah,
that was all good. What I'm going to do, so I appreciate that. Let me do the whole unrecorded thing. Bear me 1 second.